shot, one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted. One moment that you captured, just let it slip. Yo.
Good morning. Good morning. No, just kidding. Good morning. No, I'm not gonna rap. I'm not a rapper. I'm not Eminem. And I'm not a hacker as well. Actually, I'm not a tech guy. Just want to make a nice entrance. So, I hope it's it. Actually, I'm a suit. I'm a suit guy. So, I go back to my jacket, and also, when the organization asked me to give a keynote speech about privacy and security, I thought to myself, yeah, what I'm going to say to you a lot of guys, because yeah, we can talk a lot about this, and also about GDPR, you know, GDPR. I'm getting crazy of GDPR. I don't know about you, but it kills me. And my statement and my mission statement is, and I want to explain to you in my speech more about this, is that we should treat these topics differently. Use it in another way. Not in a legal way, not in a spreading threat and fear. Why? Because we will not change this if we only do it like that. We must change our language. Change it in a way that we use it as an enabler to improve. That's my story. So, any questions? No? Okay, I will continue. So who am I? I work, and my personal profile you can check on LinkedIn, but I work at Alliander. Alliander is a utility, a distribution system operator who serves electricity and gas to approximately 6 million people in the Netherlands. And we are changing our whole topology of the network. We are digitalizing, we are putting all kinds of IT stuff in our OT environment. And we changed also our organization, our people, process, and also our culture. And that was for us the eye-opener. Change the culture, change the whole business. Because then you can start to make a difference and to prepare. So we are preparing for this to facilitate the society. And the society is digitalizing, getting smarter, IoT, you know. We will create smart cities and societies. And as a critical infrastructure, we're facilitating this, and we are part of this whole ecosystem. So, if this is going on, how should we prepare for this from a business point of view? Because I think we are not aware of all the things that happen. And I always show this picture. It's a nice picture because you can put a whole conference on this picture. You can see it as a risk point of view, but also as an enabling point of view from the lion's perspective. So I think it's very important to be aware of all your landscape, not only the threat landscape, but the whole risk landscape, and then use it in a way to make decisions to improve your business, your organization, and the society, of course. So, I had to do this. It was mandatory. GDPR. So, what does the GDPR give to us? Will that help getting a better risk landscape? What do you think? Or will it just give a compliancy landscape? Because I believe this entrance of next year GDPR regulation will create a lot of new risk that we should put into place and mitigate, of course. But if you don't do this from a business point of view and only from a regulatory or compliance or legal point of view, you will not create that risk landscape. So, maybe a question to you, or to a lot of people. Who of you is already is ready for the GDPR? Can I see some hands? I thought so. You only have 7 months, eh? Who is already doing something actively? Oh, okay. Who of you has already a data protection officer? Okay, check question. Where in the organization is this data protection officer? Is this in the legal department? Can I see some hands? Compliance department? Any other kind of staff department? Yes. Is there anyone that put it really into the business? No hands. How come? How can he help assist and monitor things that were going on in the business? This will be a huge gap. Who of you have heard about the DPIA? Who has already implemented the whole DPIA process in the organization? No hands? As in the GDPR, it's stated to perform this on high-risk processing. I think this will help improving your business. If you put this DPIA into a good part of your process, with the right support, with the right people in the business, it can help you. It can help you making better decisions to process those data and also to improve your organization. Okay. You know, I always say data protection and data protection impact assessments, GDPR, we're talking about data protection, but aren't we talking about privacy? Where's the privacy element in this? We always talk about data subjects. I hate that word. Don't you? Data subjects. Are we just a number, an object? No, we are people. We are people with feelings, people who have faces, they have opinions, and they have rights. And I always say the best definition of privacy is the feeling that you have here, in your stomach, in your gut. And if you interfere with that gut feeling, then there is that right that you have that someone interfere in your personal life sphere. And that we should always keep in mind if we are dealing with that, not about data subjects, with the feeling of the people and their rights, and also with the fact that they have an opinion and their own control. So it's mentioned about privacy by design, privacy by default. I would say I want to create democracy by design. Who knows about this new buzzword? Not? This is a new movement. It's a new movement that gives the control back to you, to the society, to be in control of your own decisions. Because if we go on, we will create a society that if you don't have a Facebook or a Google account, you don't have the right and don't have any opportunity to use all kinds of things. For instance, let's say in the future, in my sector, if Google will give you the electricity supply, but if you don't have a Google account, what do you think then? So that inclusivity is very important, and that's one of the principles that you, as a society, must always have the right to those necessary items. So control of the data, and that's something that is also keeping me busy. How can we create this right to have every individual take their control of the data, but still do the necessary things? And for us, that is security of supply. So, especially in Europe, we have to ensure that you always have electricity supply. There's also a right, but there is a dilemma, and this dilemma is also a very nice discussion for a conference, because if we will create a privacy for the individual, it will, and that's my statement, in the end, it will jeopardize the security of supply of the society. And I will give you an example. More and more people will use PV panels, solar panels on the roof. And they also want to be a generator. They also want to bring back electricity in the grid because they want to make money out of it. It's very good. That is the good part of the energy transition. But that will create a new threat. It's much bigger than a cyber attack, because if we have overcapacity on the low voltage domain level, it will create a fluctuation that can lead as a cascading effect to an outage. And if you don't know that, and you cannot anticipate, you will react on an outage, and that will give a distortion. So in that way, the data is very important. But on the other hand, we need to ask for consent. No one will give consent, because they say, yeah, what do you want with my data? So there is that dilemma. It's a dilemma that a lot of organizations, and especially utilities, have. How can we ensure security of supply while not knowing what is happening on that consumer level? So maybe food for thought for the conference to think about how can we still guarantee the privacy, but also doing the business and the rights and availability for the society. So this is Europe, and we are all connected. I'm speaking from the energy point of view. We don't have borders. We don't have any borders, so everyone is connected. And who knows this book? A few? Okay. What do you think about this book? Excellent book. Why? This book will explain in detail how a hack of a smart meter in Italy can create a cascading effect for a European blackout. It's the best attack scenario. Fortunately, it's fiction, but the author did some real good study on this. I spoke a lot of people, and it is possible. So a recommendation to all: if you read this book, then you will really be aware that it can happen, and it already happened. I cannot say a lot about this because of an NDA, but in some countries, it already happened. So this is very important to be aware that it's part of the business to take this into account. But how should we deal with this from a business point of view? And I have a video of this.
Every day, we are surrounded by them. Critical infrastructures. We are not always aware of them, but they are woven into the fabric of our society. The deployment of the smart energy grid represents an upgrade on every conceivable level. However, there is one major threat to the transformation of our energy grid. The digitized electricity grid has become vulnerable to cyber attacks. It's the Achilles heel of the energy grid, and a major cybersecurity breach is waiting to happen. It's not if, it's when. In order to gain more knowledge and prevent cyber attacks, we need to cooperate at a European level. We need to share knowledge, information, and experiences. Joining forces to boost cybersecurity has many advantages. Knowledge and budgets, for example, increase in value. Working together means we share our expertise and pool our financial resources in working towards a highly advanced, vigilant cybersecurity network. Within Europe, we already depend on each other for a functioning energy grid. If one European country is hit by a cyber attack, other countries may not be far behind. As long as we stand alone, we are easy target.
Yes. As long as we do this by ourselves, we are easy targets. So The main message, and I also saw this in the video, the introduction video, collaborate. Collaborate internationally. And not only in your own domain or your own sector, but I think with a multi-approach. So, luckily our former CEO already had this in mind. So, with the development and implementation of smart grid, smart meters, smart anything, alongside, by design, also put in the privacy and security from a business point of view, but with the help of trusted parties through international collaboration. And that was for us very important. How can you seek help? Who will be your trusted parties? Other stakeholders. And that is very important that we need to do. Because we are a small country. A small country that cannot do this by ourselves. And I'm going to a lot of conferences, not only speaking but also attending, but looking for people that can help to improve the electricity sector and to create an overall European situational awareness so that we can have a complete overview what is happening, how we can anticipate, monitor, and detect and respond to this. So, for example, if we can connect all our control centers with each other and create this awareness network with near real-time data exchange of any alerts, events, or threats, then we have a better view. And this, I think, is the future to improve, to create a European situation awareness. The ISAC, that's something that I also want to share with you, because that's an initiative that I was one of the co-founders of. And this is a European Energy ISAC, and ISAC stands for Information Sharing and Analysis Center. Who's already aware of an ISAC from you? Okay, so this is a community where organizations, people, all kinds of stakeholders can share knowledge and information in a trusted environment. And you have already a financial ISAC, you have different kinds of ISAC, a water ISAC, aviation ISAC, and this is the first European Energy ISAC. How are we in time? 4 minutes? Oh, that's enough. So I want to explain how this ISAC works with a video.
The European Energy Information Sharing and Analysis Centre, or EEISAC, is in London for their first of 4 plenary meetings in 2017. Utilities, industry, academia and governmental organisations are sharing information on cyber threats and incidents. The purpose is to achieve more cyber resilience throughout the complete energy value chain in Europe.
We discussed about good practices, about what we should do in terms of deliver value to our members during the 2070 working plan.
To make a film about the EEISAC meeting was not easy. Some information and topics were classified as members only in the meeting room.
Well, this is a trusted community, and so most of discussion should not become public, otherwise the trust, which is the basic pillar, would fail.
Members of the EEISAC believe that information sharing increases the cybersecurity knowledge of the energy infrastructure owners as well as for the related stakeholders.
We get useful information which will help ENISA in order to improve its knowledge around the cybersecurity threat landscape in the energy sector and promote the incident analysis and the knowledge around the cybersecurity.
The ISAC here in Europe is incredibly important to myself and some of my university colleagues, and I've just been thrilled with the effort that's being made and to basically share information among the different nations is so important because we know a lot of the problems we've had in the States, and so when we see how some of our colleagues are working on some of these same problems, it's very inspiring to us.
To create a global
Yeah, the movie's longer, but I just skipped the next one. So this is the European Energy ISAC, and it's a multi-stakeholder approach. So not only utilities, but also industry, academia, governmental organizations can be member. As long as you are active in the energy sector, and you play a vital role in this, and you have knowledge and information, you can become member. And especially in the eastern part of Europe, we are looking for members. So this is already, let's say, plea for that. Right now, we are 24 big. That is maybe not that big, but we just started a few years, and the trust element is very important. So, yeah, it's very, it's a low, let's say, and the growth is not that high, but that's just to maintain the trust element. We need to know the person first in order to share knowledge, just like at home. You will not tell everything to your neighbor if you don't know him. So that's the same way here. So, and we indeed share incidents with each other. We share those things that are vulnerable. So very important that we create this community where we can collaborate and share. So basically it says it's a one-stop shopping model to enhance cyber resilience. Cyber resilience. Anyone know that word? Yeah. What does that mean? Because that's it's also a new buzzword, something to discuss further in the conference. What is cyber resilience actually? It is a very modern way as an umbrella to keep your organization moving. But I have found a very nice statement that will explain resilience. And a question to you, who of you know about this statement? Can I see your hand? Very close, very close. Who? Exactly. It's Rocky. That's resilience. Keep on moving forward. Keep on standing while being hit, while being attacked. 1 minute. Okay, I will keep on moving. So it is the way to create this, but in your organization. So if you want to deal with privacy and security, it is the way how to treat this. Keep on moving forward and just see it as basically business continuity management. And I think that is very important. So my last message, and I think it's very important that, international collaboration is very important. This is my role. From my privacy and security expert point of view, I always give advice. I give advice to the board, but also to other people. I give support. If you have questions, please come to me. I will be more than happy to support you. And let's finish in style what I started with. And I think, actually, the text of M&M is really applicable for this.
Thank you, Johan. I know you like to change. We are absolutely short on time. Nevertheless, you don't rap, so it doesn't say anything about rapping.
Rapping the kid?
No. It doesn't say anything about rapping. Anyway, I would like to thank you for delivering a great keynote. Here's to you, and here's a nice bag full of souvenirs.
Okay.
We couldn't decide what could be, the one single best souvenir.